So welcome back.
Thanks. Yeah.
So
the hell did I agree to watch?
you picked the weird movies to come back to. Both, oddly enough, star Matt Damon.
Right? You're like, all right, we've got horror movie,
Bad movie, and Suburbicon.
and which I hadn't even heard of.
Really? Yeah.
I had not heard of it at all, but I'm like, it's got 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is the kind of movie I review.
So
What the fuck? This is like the most...
this movie's a fucking mess.
Anyone who comes out of this movie and says that it has any quality intellectually, storytelling, character building, whatnot, they're white. I'm just gonna lay that down right now. Like, this is the most white people being white people movie I have seen in a long while.
Okay, I gotta talk about a couple things here, and we gotta address the elephant in the room here, because this pissed me. Like, there's a whole thing in here the trailer does not tell you, and I was like, why didn't they bring? Like, I feel like that's a pretty big omission to make from the trailers. And then we was like, so that's why it was omitted from the trailers. So the whole thing, everything that sparks this storyline is the fact that it's all about this old school town called Suburbicon back in like the what?
Yeah, like
50s?
late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah. Anyway, everything's nice and peaceful until a black family moves in, and that immediately starts off a race war, pretty much, or like mostly everyone harassing this poor family.
Yeah, the white people want to run the black people out of town.
Pretty much. And here's, like, I was like, wow, that's a pretty big thing to leave out of the trailers. If it's already central to the plot, here's the problem. It's not central to the plot. It could have been completely cut out, and nothing would have changed.
It's a completely secondary storyline that runs like parallel in the background through the whole thing.
It's more like Matt Damon's having this movie over here, and an entirely different movie is happening across the street.
And they just kind of went, roll with it.
I could see. Here's the thing. I know that this is a Coen Brothers script, apparently. Like,
okay.
The Coen Brothers wrote it. Apparently, George Clooney got a hold of it and made a bunch of rewrites. Which is probably like, I can see the Coens in here, but it's muddled and dirty.
I took about 30 seconds of looking at it today before being like, let's go see this one. I saw 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. I saw Matt Damon. I saw George Clooney. I went, all right, with those two in this thing and this low a rating, I'm going to be entertained somehow. Turns out it's directed by George Clooney. He doesn't make an appearance that I noticed.
Sad.
And, yeah.
So yeah, you have this entire subplot that basically boils down to, boy, weren't those people racist back in those times?
Like the general people of the town were.
Yeah.
But like the actual main characters that the story progresses around,
there's nothing to do with them.
They practically don't address it. They have a few statements that admittedly are racist when they make them. But for the most part, they don't say anything. They're just horrible people.
Yeah.
To each other.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, I thought, like, oh, maybe that's the reason why, like, all the rest of the events in the movie happens. No, it's not. It just happens. It has literally nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It just feels like, oh, here's a reason to give us an Oscar nod later on this year.
Right.
And again, I don't know what the original script looked like. I don't know if George Clooney added this whole thing in there. I could, like, in a better script, I could see how you could tie it in there.
Sure.
Like, with use of metaphors or ideology and all that stuff. Like, here's the problem, though. The black family's literally just there. They're not even given names.
The family had a name, like they had a last name.
They had a last name, but do you know the wife's name? Do you know does the husband even have a line?
I don't think he actually says anything.
He does not say a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And I think the kid is the only one that's given a first name. I could not tell you what it is if you put a gun to my head. So you have this, and then meanwhile you have this insurance claim murder mystery thing going on next door. And again, they only briefly mention it at the very, very end. Like, by the way, I don't want you talking to the family across the street. It's like, was that really your attempt to tie it all together? Was that really what you're trying to do?
That, and then before then, his aunt told him to go play with this boy. And they have like a passing friendship. They've got the tin cans with the string telephone going back and forth at one point.
Saying, see, we're still relevant. We're still relevant to the rest of the story. It's just trying to convince you it's deeper than it is.
Or it's like trying to show you that, like, oh, these kids are not aware of all of the crap that's going on in their world.
And again, in a better script, you can make that work.
Right?
And again, like, maybe the original script had this more. I don't know. because I don't know what has changed, but this feels like Coen Brothers light. In a way that it feels like I see the characters they wrote.
Yep.
I can see the ideas that are in there, but someone really wanted to chop this to an hour and a half.
The tiny white boy. I don't remember his name.
Tiny white boy's fine.
All right. Quality acting.
The acting's pretty solid.
He does a great job, like the entire time conveying, here is a young kid who is not yet equipped to deal with the shit in his life.
Yeah. These are well acted characters.
Yeah.
And there's a skeleton for a good story here.
Exactly. At the same time, tiny black kid.
He
plays his character well.
He does. It's not the actor's fault.
Like the two of them are the most engaging characters in the whole thing, except the insurance fraud investigator.
Oscar Isaac. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, Oscar Isaac.
Great actor.
He's like the only one having any fun in this movie.
Yes.
For the brief scenes he's in.
But I almost feel like he rolled in on set one day and went, let's make something.
I would not be surprised. Even with Apocalypse, Oscar Isaac played the main villain Apocalypse in the X-Men movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, same actor.
Wow, there's a lot of makeup in Apocalypse.
They did, but it's one of those scenes. It wasn't his best performance, but the bloopers are amazing.
I don't doubt that. Now I want to see him.
My favorite is when they do the Archangel reveal when Apocalypse transforms Angel into Archangel, the metal wings and shit. They see Archangel going doing the he just got the metal wings. And you see Apocalypse in the very background. He goes, "I like him. He's funky." and the deepest Apocalypse voice he can do.
That's great.
It's damn it, I kind of wish they kept that in the movie.
I would not realize he was but then again, I didn't like him as Apocalypse.
Like I said, he did the best he could with what he had.
He did. He was not, that character, in my opinion, should just be 7 feet tall. I mean,
Yeah. It's kind of like some argument the Venom was you can get the bulk, but you can get the acting talent.
Yeah.
That's always the catch-22.
Why did we have to lose Michael Clark Duncan?
I know, right?
That would have been an amazing Apocalypse.
Right? Or I did like the idea someone had for Bane, where it's no, hire John Cena to be the body, and then get Javier Bardem to do the voice.
Okay.
Because you don't have to see his face. You just could put his face in a Mexican wrestler mask and just have the voice play over him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a great idea, but it's something you could technically do.
With what Nolan did to Bane, I mean...
I liked it. I know you hated him.
There.
I know you hated him, but I got my jollies out of that Bane. But yeah, anyways, so Suburbicon, just going over the plot because might as well. So while the whole racist thing is happening, unrelated to literally anything else that's going on in the movie, meanwhile, right across the street, Matt Damon has his wife and his sister-in-law living with him. Are they both played by Julianne Moore, or do they just look really a lot alike?
They looked a lot alike. I don't know if it was the same person.
I don't think it was either. It was but either way, things get creepy fast. And again, I can see Coen brother fingerprints all over this thing. I can also see, do we need all this development here? Can we just jump right into it?
From early on in this thing, I'm hating Matt Damon because he comes into his son's room in the middle of the night and he's like, "Hey, buddy, you gotta get up. There are men in the house."
Yeah.
And he just leads his kid downstairs and everything. And, they're trying to be peaceful so they don't get hurt.
Mm.
I don't get that.
I didn't get that whole scene.
Point blank, someone has come into your home.
Mm-hmm.
They're not wearing masks.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna die.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I'm like, are they using anything to threaten this family with?
But I'm seeing no weapons.
Yeah. Shit like that. It's I mean, it made sense later when they explain it. At the end, the movie's already frustrating. There's a whole bunch of things that already don't make any sense. Even if you are faking this thing, which is turning out what's happening, spoiler,
we gave away the big spoiler pretty early on when we started discussing insurance fraud.
Point taken.
Boy, sorry. Not sorry. Go see something else.
Please do. So it's already frustrating. It's and even then when you introduce the annoying, over the top evil bald henchman, he's sitting in a wheelchair. I'm thinking, how hard would it be? He's clearly out of shape. Just kick him. Kick him and make him fall down the stairs, down the wheelchair, and just stomp his face in. How hard can it be to do that? You have a tray and a glass in your hand. Splash, bam, dead.
Yeah, but it's not like he's a horrifying murderer who's going to kill a bunch of people later in the movie.
Oh, no, Matt Damon would never do that.
No, of course not. So later in the movie...
It's like, they could have one gun. I don't know. Like, just, I don't know, to keep up appearances. It could be a squirt gun for all I care.
Have one gun.
Yeah.
At the very end in the closet.
So then they do that, and they have this whole long scene where the wife who's in a wheelchair, and again, I can see the ideas there. It's like, I feel like there's big, you know what it is? I feel like there's big chunks of this movie missing.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, that's what I got, because I'm a big Coen Brothers fan. I've seen a lot of their movies, and like, that's why I'm like so familiar with, like, I see the blueprints here. And I can see, like, I know they would take time to build up to these scenes. Realistically, if it's Coen Brothers movie, it's probably like 2.5 hours long, and be way more interesting, because you have a lot more, like, the characters wouldn't necessarily be likable, but they'd be interesting, which is more than I could say for anyone here.
Exactly.
Because, like, they would have built up the fact that Matt Damon and his wife pretty much hate each other because she blames him for the car accident. They would have gone way more in depth than that. And here it's a passing line that is mentioned in the very beginning, right before she dies, so it has, like, zero impact.
But she does have the one, like, sassiest line in the whole freaking movie. It's great.
Which one?
Well, they point out that Matt Damon points out that no one died in the car accident, and his wife, who is now trapped to a wheelchair, says, "Yeah, so it all worked out," and then just looks at him. It's like, yeah, she's not bitter. She doesn't resent him at all.
And again, I'm sure the original script probably went a lot more into that, because that's something the Coen Brothers would have done. Like, take even like. Another one of, like, Coen Brothers didn't really necessarily make this one, but it's based on their work, the Fargo TV series.
You haven't seen it yet?
I've seen the first season.
All right.
I'm not gonna give away what happens, but there's something, like, the first episode, a lot of shit happens, but it takes the entire episode to build up to that moment. So when it finally does, you're 100% on board with how and why. Here, you're just thrown into that situation. So, like, I have no context. I don't care. Matt Damon's already pissing me off, so I'm already not engaged in any way. And that irritation just proceeds for the entire hour and 45 minutes.
And Matt Damon plays a character in this movie that just makes me sit there and go, how much did they offer you? Like, what happened to make you be like, this is a character that I might allow someone to see as my first impression? Like, because this could be someone's first Matt Damon movie.
That'd be shocking, quite frankly.
Well, if they're younger, or if they're just getting into American cinema.
I mean, I would think
like
Born Identity or Good Will Hunting would probably be the first Matt Damon for
Suburbicon.
Yeah.
What if?
I guess. I don't know.
What if 10 years from now, some film student is looking back at films from the 2000s and 2010s, and someone's like, Suburbicon? I haven't heard of this. It must be edgy.
Well, he's a film student. At that point, I assume he realized between a good movie and a bad movie, and just do what I would do, what I did in college, which is write just a scathing review that's like 5 pages long.
I feel like it's the Tim Curry effect. People's opinion of Tim Curry varies vastly depending on what movie you saw him in first.
What movie did you see him in first?
Muppet Treasure Island.
Nice. Mine
was a Rocky blew my mind.
Mine was Wild Thornberries. So whenever I saw Rocky Horror or like any of those members, I was like, "Whoa, Nigel, what are you doing?"
Smashing. All right.
But anyway,
so this movie.
So it starts out with the wife dying by chloroform overdose, because apparently it's a thing that can happen. And we're introduced to the kid, the little white boy, uncle Mikey or something like that.
Murphy, Mitchie.
Something with M.
Yeah.
Uncle M.
Uncle Mitch.
Uncle Mitch, that was it. Thank you. So Uncle Mitch.
We got one name.
Yes, at long last. In the many years I've been doing this show, I finally got one name right.
I was thinking this movie. We've got a tiny white boy, a little black kid, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. So whenever you say that
And
name,
George Clooney's not in it.
no, you were pissed about that.
It got to the end credits. It goes directed by George Clooney, and I go, "Oh,
Son of a bitch!
well, good."
What if you showed like the very end credits, like Bruce Campbell did in the Evil Dead remake? Just says groovy at the end, it cuts to black.
Nice.
But either that or shows up for his character from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That'd be even better.
Right? I love that movie.
Step damn man.
Depp Dan, man. George Clooney's great in that film.
Yes.
Not so much as directing. So you can tell he's kind of like the mafia uncle, just a little bit. Like, they don't say he works for mafia, but if he had ties, you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. He almost strikes me as not a mafia guy, but a union guy.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Like,
It's mostly just the accent. Yeah, like the thing.
oh yeah.
Like almost Boston kind of style accent.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, huh?
Yep.
Kick ass. I bet. What's the thing? He's like, if I find these guys, I'm gonna rip them assholes so far out, their guts gonna fall out. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. And I only make the distinction between union and organized crime in this because the organized crime guys are a pretty heavy play into the white people being assholes to each other, and the uncle is a separate cycle of that. Mm-hmm. And if they were both in the organized crime, they'd move together and it would work.
Good point.
And instead, it's like no.
Could be different mafias, you don't know. At the same time, we never meet the henchman's boss, so
It's true.
For all intents and purposes, they're just working solo.
Some random bookie dies.
Or apparently bus drivers are like murderers on the side.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay, Dexter.
I'm just saying. I mean, you need a job that allows you to be perfectly excusable for working weird hours and being in random places.
Watch, we're gonna be the one guy. Like, this is like the one video that some random I want to be a serial killer, but I just don't have my methodology down yet.
Join VTA today.
Oh, God. This is going to just pop up in a court reading years from now. And you made this joke. I thought it was funny. Just trying to write some jokes. Did you also say this, and this video? What are you... How many of these did you watch?
That Vampire Academy.
Oh, that's not even the worst one anymore.
What did you do?
Did I ever tell you that story?
Do you need to apologize to someone?
I think I remember what it was now. It was, we were talking about the green room one day, and that was the racist one with Patrick Stewart as a neo-Nazi.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a legitimately pretty good movie. But I don't remember how it came to this conversation. But it eventually led to me saying I endorse rape genocide at one point.
Wow.
Now here's the kicker. We repeated it was during the Nice Guys reviews. I brought it up again, and the windows are down. No, don't get ahead of me. So at one point, I was like, I'm really going to go down the street going, I endorse rape genocide. And then I hear beside me, excuse me? Hi! Oh my God. Can I borrow your phone? My phone died. I need to call my boyfriend to pick me up. I'm like, what did you hear?
Wow.
This is 100% true. You can watch the Nice Guys reviews. You will see it when it happens.
Gosh, that's amazing.
So that's why I was like, this is why I can never run for any office ever.
No, you can't.
Story still makes me laugh. I don't really believe in that, by the way.
That's all right. I would think that Patrick Stewart's in it. It must be a decent movie.
It's a great, Green Room's a great movie. And actually, it's just weird seeing the Sir Patrick Stewart giving out racial slurs.
Everything Sir Patrick Stewart does is a great movie. Just look at The Legends of Oz, or the Emoji Movie.
Why, man?
There's more than one example now. Like, what the heck?
I'm sad now.
Patrick, you were our friend. Professor,
not anymore. You can call me Tank.
Oh.
That's so sad how Boo 2 was so bad. I had to give the Emoji Movie props for effort. That's how bad Boo 2 was.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally, I just think that you two should have made an appearance in it.
What's that?
You should have had, like, Bono come walking through Boo 2.
How would I even have arranged that?
I don't know how, but I feel like, you know, it's just so close to being you two.
That would be like, hey, you want to be in a video? It might get 50 views if we're lucky that week.
No, not in your review. I'm saying in the movie itself.
Oh, okay. Medea, that would have been the entirety of Medea 2's budget, which is already pushing something, because I'm pretty sure they got their budget back when the first person bought a ticket.
Oof.
Yeah. It looks like it was filming my camera.
You think of what I'm thinking?
Boo 3.
Let's contact Medea.
Oh, that's a dangerous web. Not sure I want to go down there.
We could get, like, an animation studio to back us and make it like Boo 3 and Cars 5 together.
All the picture of me at the very end with me holding like piles of cash going, I sold out!
That's about right.
But I also have much more financial stability than I did, so haha. Selling out just pays better.
Don't it just?
Anyway, so back to Suburbicon. So yeah, but basically it turns out is apparently Matt Damon wants to bang Julianne Moore, who's the sister-in-law.
Yep.
And they bang in a way that's...
He started his own business, apparently, and lost their life savings. It's like a footnote that gets mentioned 5 times.
Yeah.
But they never explain what the business was or anything, so we don't actually know if he has bad business sense.
Business. Numbers.
This is working, right? Yes.
Yes. Yay! I can only assume that's what it was. Or it's if it was run by Ben Affleck in Good Will Hunting.
Yes, clearly.
You need to obtain it, guys. You guys are fucking suspect.
Oh, man.
God, that'd be great if Ben Affleck just showed up in this movie as his character from Good Will Hunting.
I'm amazed
it would not have been that far out of place, honestly.
No, it wouldn't.
So, yeah. And it's really creepy the way they do it, because it's done through a montage where all of a sudden Julie Moore just has blonde hair now, with the same wife color as
she's wearing her dead sister's pearls and looks at a picture of her sister with blonde hair. And then it just shows her walking into a salon, and then it shows her sitting under the frickin' hairdryer thing with the curlers in, blonde hair on, smiling.
Like, yay! I get to bang my sister's husband.
Yep. Well, and then
I feel so good.
The following scene is not Matt Damon freaking out, which is how you know something wrong has happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
because the moment your dead wife's sister tries to look more like your dead wife, the correct response, kids at home, is freak the fuck out.
Less, oh, you look good, and more, ah!
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Steven Universe went over this.
Oh, that's right. That episode was fucked up, too.
It was.
I remember watching that for the first time, like, this show is really fucked up.
Amethyst, what are you doing?
Like, damn, this show is cold, and no one's gonna believe me.
So, kid comes home from baseball one day, and hears a noise in the basement. And to his credit, grabs a knife, and this is the beginning. Like this and a few other moments, I'm genuinely amazed at no point does the kid actually go full murderer on everything. Like, but he grabs a knife and is going down into the basement and turns on the light and finds Matt Damon balls deep in this woman with a ping pong paddle in his hand, and the kid just turns off the lights, which I have to admit is just like, What else are you gonna do?
Just go, I can explain.
It was either that or drop the knife, which could have been dangerous. So, you know, all things considered, the kid made the right move.
I was like, it would have been even more awkward if he hadn't had the birds and the bees conversation.
Well, they made the really freaky thing is the parents, they don't say nothing.
Yeah, it's never brought up again.
There's no follow-up scene. It's just like, that happened.
And again, I feel like that just feels like chunk of this movie got left out.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's what this really feels like. It feels like there's a lot more to this script, and they decided to just cut a lot of it and replace, like, I'm not even convinced the racism things were in there to begin with. Like, that might have been just a George Clooney thing. And even if it was originally Clooney there, I can see how you can make it work.
Well, it would have run deeper. There would have been more to it.
There would have been more interconnectedness. Because, it's not hard to figure out what they're going for. Oh, the scene across the street is getting more hectic the more insane the situation is going across the street.
Who edited this movie?
I don't know.
Is this The Revenge of Uwe Boll?
Oh, God, I hope not. Did he, like, stop making movies because it could no longer exploit the tax breaks he would get from it or something?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
They started closing the tax loopholes he was getting for his terrible movies.
That's what it was. Yeah, I know something like that.
It's the same reason we're not getting as many Adam Sandler movies.
I'm just glad they're on Netflix now so I don't have to watch them. Haven't gotten that request yet, thank God.
Yep.
Not that I would do it anyway.
So, the film climaxes in,
The majority of the climax happened while you left.
It's true, I had to run out to use the restroom, but I feel like from what I understand, what I saw in the aftermath, what you described, it was like a Tarantino-light murder scene, where just kind of everyone went nuts and murdered everything in every way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just not nearly as much blood, or
and not
as much
nearly
quality action.
The kind of pizzazz you would expect from a Coen Brothers movie. Like, again, have you ever seen Barton Fink?
Yes.
The climax of that movie is one of my favorite of all time, because how can you forget that imagery?
You can't.
Of John Goodman just running down a hallway, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Because if you haven't seen Barton Fink, you should. It's a mind
We
fuck.
won't spoil that one. Go watch that instead of seeing this.
It's on Netflix. Go watch it. Seriously, it's a fantastic movie.
All right,
or at least I like it. I don't know about you, but
and then Matt Damon has this whole talk with his son.
yeah, he goes on a full-on villain monologue.
Oh my God!
Against his son, like,
if it weren't such a horrible thing to say to a child, I'd be like, "This is the monologue actors need to go memorize for you." Like, this is.
But this is
award bait. But
yeah, like, this is a father making this to his son.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kill you and then blame it all and take the money and go, or you can keep your mouth shut. We can both get the money and go restart our lives. What's it gonna be? But he does it the whole time eating a sandwich and drinking a glass of milk that we have already seen. The mother's sister, who went and looked like the mother, has ground up a bunch of pills and worked them into the sandwich and the milk.
So you know he's already gonna die. And the problem is, like, that was spoiled in the fucking trailer.
All right.
Which kind of pissed me off because, like, they don't show, like, the pills going in the sandwich and then eating the sandwich. Just, like, every trailer for this movie had a scene of him eating the peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, they pretty much spoiled the end of the movie because as soon as she starts making the peanut butter sandwich, like, oh, Matt Damon's gonna eat it, he's gonna die.
Well, she makes the sandwich like 3 different times during the movie.
Yeah, but, like, this is the last one that scene hasn't happened
true.
yet. So,
Yeah,
and, like, I know it's getting towards the end of the movie, so the odds of it being any other sandwich is very unlikely.
It's true. Yeah.
Especially when the wife dies.
So, again, I missed all the trailers for this one. So
I mean, you haven't been nearly as many movies as I have lately.
Not.
So
it's not been a thing.
Yeah, well, you gotta come back to the fold, man.
Clearly.
Come back to me.
Well, I've already got my tickets to see Thor.
Nice.
Not gonna let that one pass me by. I missed Valerian.
Oh my God, Valerian.
I missed the Kingsman sequel.
You missed Cars 3.
I did. I missed Cars 3. That was a shame.
Yeah, that was the double feature with Despicable Me 3 too.
Ooh, I missed that one too.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Yeah, not everything I see is really good. Look up the other videos I'm in.
I've taken you to a couple good movies.
Legend of Oz. 30-foot lightning penis.
That's right.
Take your pick.
How would I forget about the 30-foot lightning penis?
How do you always forget it?
I don't. It's like I don't know. Legend of Hercules is one of those movies that kind of just dropped out my memory for a while. I think that's because Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas just permanently pushed that off the pedestal of jokes I can make from here to the end of time.
Oh my God, yes.
Because Kirk Cameron Saving I didn't even find that at a store. I ordered on Amazon because I want this movie because no one's gonna believe me until I show them, and I'm gonna show everyone.
I'm just gonna start meeting you every Christmas and giving you a gift, and it's just gonna be a copy of that movie over and over
It's
again.
okay, I'll just re-gift it to my friends. Ron, I know you didn't like it the first time, but maybe give Christ another chance.
I'm gonna go find like a Walmart, Kmart bargain bin where they got like $3 copies. I'm gonna buy 20 of them and make a trophy for you. It'd be like a Game of Thrones, you know.
That would be kind of great, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, here we have Michael's, crown of saving Christmas.
I will legitimately make a crown of saving crown. Of like,
I might need to make a
Christmas.
Santa hat.
Yes! It would cut my head to shreds, but it'd be worth it. We
I
actually,
did this. We see that Santa Claus wears the crown of thorns.
oh my god, I'm so waiting for that sequel. There actually is a couple of reaction videos of when I showed this to other members of the team, and you can go watch. It's great because
I've seen them.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
You know, my favorite one was always Karina's response when she got to the part with the material body thing.
Have you done Grant yet?
Grant was in that video.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, it was Grant, Karina, and Matthew, and I know it's because Karina had the best reaction. She goes, "Well, because Jesus had a material body, it's okay to buy material things," and Karina's just like. Like starts visibly shaking, like slips off the couch and goes on her knees and just turns to me and goes, "Did he just justify like buying shit on Christmas?"
I'm gonna go buy a big bottle of vodka,
But
and me and Mahan are gonna sit down.
I want to show Muhan this movie. I've been wanting to show him that movie for so long.
Oh, we're gonna make a proper drinking game out of it, and one of us is gonna wind up in the hospital.
The one I still have now is, for starters, you start with like, anytime somebody who's not seen the movie goes, "What?" You take a drink. Anytime they cut to a weird flashback, take a drink. Anytime Kirk Cameron dances, take a drink.
The end of it just becomes a marathon. Clack, 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 clack.
Oh god, I can't keep up. Keep drinking, it's the name of the game. That'd be a fun hangover-inducing night. Yeah, I got work in the morning. Don't care. Kirk Cameron's doing the worm.
The 3 life choices of Christmas.
I probably show Laura that one too. Once because I've told her about it, I was like, okay, I know she might be down for it. She did go see a friend request with me.
Wow.
Because I was like, do you want to review a movie? And I was like, which one should I pick? It's like, well, do you want, oh, this is pretty good, Michael, or Fuck the World, Michael? And she went, Fuck the World, Michael. I was like, all right, friend request.
Awesome. Was that the Facebook horror movie?
That was the Facebook horror movie.
All right.
You might have enjoyed that one.
I really hate the horror genre.
I know.
I'm a jumper. Oh my gosh.
Let's
get to the previews because I was jumping during those.
They're not even remotely scary. Pretty laughable because the whole thing was like every once in a while her friend count would pop up in the corner next to her body, like next to her face, and say like, "Oh no, it's going down. What happens when she has no friends on Facebook left?"
All right.
But you know that episode of South Park, the Facebook one?
Yes.
It's basically somebody took that and said, "Can we make a horror movie out of this?"
Awesome.
That's basically friend request. So yeah, trailers. The first one we got was a horror movie that actually kind of was like an interesting premise outside the jump scares, like Winchester.
Yeah.
I was intrigued at first, like, oh, I guess Helen Mirren. It has like all like constantly building like a maze inside the house because the woman's crazy and some shit. Like, okay, that's kind of cool.
I kind of want to get in contact with the people who currently run the Winchester Mystery House. Mm-hmm. And
I still got to
I want to track the metrics of what happens there. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this movie could either cause a major spike in tickets or a major spike in complaints that the house doesn't live up to the movie.
I don't know. The movie could suck and just like, I'm never going there again. So they could go the opposite.
Yeah, that could also happen.
It's like when It came out. And I thought, like, well, at least I won't have to be a clown for a while at work. Very next day, gig info, clown. That wasn't even Tiff the expert. The mom asked, "Can you come up as Pennywise with the red balloon?"
Oh my god!
And to which both me and my boss had the same thought: do you hate your child? Because Because hey, happy birthday, Billy. Here is a clown that specifically eats children.
Yeah, right, basically.
He's gonna make balloon animals, and maybe most of you will make it out.
Winchester is about Sarah Winchester. It's based on the story of her. If you don't know, look it up. It's part of Bay Area history.
Yeah.
Basically, she was the widow and inheritor to the fortune of the inventor of the Winchester rifle, which killed stupid numbers of indigenous people, as well as many others. It's the gun that tamed the West. And so she, being haunted by the victims who were killed by the rifle, believed that if she kept building on additions and hallways that twisted and stairways to nowhere, that she could confuse the ghosts and they wouldn't be able to get to her. So...
And that's basically the plot of the movie.
Yeah, basically.
But then the ghosts, don't worry, the ghosts have the power of jump scares.
It's true.
So that's how they're going to get you.
And a few of them were creative in the trailer.
Yeah.
They were... It was like, oh my god, they're going to do this thing that they've done a dozen times. And they did it slightly differently.
But it's
so
like you can
kudos
still
for
see...
trying to
You can
find
still
new
see
ways.
a jump scare come from... I don't know, it could be one of those horror movies that's like nothing like the trailer.
Well, you know the jump scare's coming, but how the jump scare hits is different.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess.
I was like, all right, 3, 2, 1. There it is. I don't know. Maybe it could be like The Gift, where like the trailer is massively misleading. Did you see The Gift?
No.
The Gift is a fantastic film, but the trailer is wildly misleading. There's only like 2 jump scares in the entire movie. The rest of it is actually like a deep psychological like thriller, and it's amazing. It made it best of that year list.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's next on the list?
Phantom Thread. That was the Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's award bait.
Yeah, but I like that director, and I like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but
It's absolutely 100% award bait, but it's a Paul Anderson movie.
Right, the idea of it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I just hope they tell a quality story with it.
Paul Anderson usually, like, even if they're weird, even if like they're not great movies, they're still interesting. Like, he also made what was that one with like Joaquin Phoenix that was really bizarre, like Vice something.
I don't remember, but I don't know. We just watched the weirdest thing from George Clooney since Bat Nipples. So
I don't know. There's still Men of Stare at Goats.
That's a good point.
He directed that one too. At least he was in that one.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
But I'm down. Daniel Day-Lewis is like my favorite insane actors out there. And I like that director. Like they're both in like my favorite movie of all time, which is There Will Be Blood.
All right.
So like, all right, I'm gonna see it. Then we got Roman J. Israel Esquire. That was the Denzel Washington movie.
Yes. I don't know how that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I
I'm
like
hopeful that
Denzel
it's gonna be
Washington.
good.
I like Colin Firth, or Colin Farrell, not Colin Firth. Wait, no, which?
Slight difference.
Yeah, yeah, very different. I am thinking of Colin Farrell, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's gonna
worries.
bug me. Like, who the fuck am I thinking of? But anyway, I mean, I like both those actors, and the plot looks like it has potential to be good.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
It's kind of one of those. Who the hell knows? It's just gonna bug. Well, since it's taking forever to get a signal. We got Disaster Audience. I feel like I wrote that one down wrong.
Disaster Audience.
Autocorrect may have fucked me on this one.
It did.
I was like, that does not even ring the remotest of bells. Okay, it's Colin Farrell. Well, that solves that mystery.
Okay.
All right. So I got that going for me at the very least. Yeah, I have no clue what this was. So I'm just going to move on to... maybe it'll come to me. But until then, Disaster Artist. That's what it was.
There we go.
Not Disaster Audience. Fucking iPhone. It might have a Disaster Audience 5 minutes. What do you think about that one?
I genuinely don't remember the trailer.
That's the Tommy Wiseau, The Room movie.
Oh. Yeah, even I'm going to pass on that one.
Yeah, like, I know Grant's
The
looking
Room
forward to it.
is so bad. I'm not surprised that Grant wants to see that.
Yeah, neither am I. But
Grant's
he's more forgiving on James Franco than I am.
Well, and he's enough into the meta of it that a movie based around The Room
Would be appealing.
It's gonna work for him.
Yeah.
I have never once been like, oh yeah, going to see The Room. That sounds like a great idea. Like,
I don't know. If you go there drunk, it's pretty fun.
I can imagine funner things to do with alcohol.
Like Kurt Cameron Saving Christmas.
Yes.
It's up there. I just know I hate James Franco with a burning fucking passion. I do not like him. I was fine with him until I saw the interview, and then I was like, fuck you, James Franco. Not because like of the premise or anything like that. I just think he's a bad fucking actor. Now, granted, I'm open to being surprised. But whenever he tries to do comedy, I always find it incredibly painful.
Yeah, I don't know.
For me, at least. I'm not saying his drama's bad. Like, and of course, you have like 127 hours, but like, I do not like his comedic acting. I think it's just too over the top and it's just too bleh.
Yeah.
Like his brother, on the other hand, who's also in the movie, I think is 10 times better. And he's the one that doesn't get nearly enough credit that he deserves.
That's his brother in it? I genuinely thought he was playing two characters.
No, that's him and his brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, all right.
Like the guy who plays his best friend, that's actually James Franco's brother.
Okay, I thought
Franco,
that was
yeah.
like James Franco and James Franco.
No, he's not that self-indulgent. No, like...
I'm like, we are one James Franco away from Eddie Murphy status.
Oh, God. We don't need another Norbit. For those who remember what Norbit is. But no, like... Even like in lesser roles that Dave Franco's been in that he did not need to give 100%, he has given 110%. I.e., like that's the fraternity movie that Seth Rogen was in. Or like the more recent example, the Lego Ninjago movie.
Neighbors?
Neighbors. Yeah, Neighbors 1 and 2.
All right.
He's in those, and he gives it way more than he needs to.
Nice.
And even like the Lego Ninjago movie, he is acting the shit out of a mediocre script. Like you can feel his emotions, that yellow face, and it's like it's the least of the Lego movies, but he acts the ever loving shit out of it.
One, but I'm just like, it's a Lego movie, so it's probably going to be worth watching when I eventually see it.
It's okay. Like of the three, you can tell it's the one that feels most like a commercial.
Well, it did have a cartoon beforehand.
Yeah, that's I don't know how the cartoon lives up to the movie. But anyway, so I don't know.
All right.
The Disaster House, we'll see. Then Daddy's Home 2. You've actually seen the first one. That's one I
have
missed.
seen the first one. Oh my goodness.
Did you like the first one?
It's good while drunk.
So that's more or less a no.
I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrell in comedy.
Oh God, no. No, neither me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Stranger Than Fiction is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I haven't seen Stranger Than Fiction. He would keep telling me, I just not gotten around to it. I like him when he's doing voice acting. When he's doing voice acting, I feel like he's legitimately trying.
Yeah. But his comedy, there's a lot of cringe to it.
Yeah. It's like it just does the same thing over and over.
This is going to be the same thing all over again. So when I went and saw the first one, this is Welcome to Wes Admits to Marginally Criminal Activities.
It's okay. I've already done way worse just in this video alone.
It had been a particularly crap day.
Okay.
And so I hit 7-Eleven and grabbed a few cans of beer and tossed them in my car and drove to the drive-in theater.
Right.
Watched Daddy's Home and pounded a six-pack as I watched it. And I kept watching it and I sobered up before I went home. So I didn't drive inebriated. That would be bad. Okay. But I drank in my car and I drank at the movie theater. But that being said, it vastly improved the movie.
You monster.
I know, I'm terrible.
Call the cops on your ass.
Clearly.
Oscar Isaac will be by your house shortly.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I didn't...
As Apocalypse? Because I could use powers.
More like a character from Ex Machina.
Dang it.
So more like he'll weirdly dance with a bunch of fembots for a brief period of time. Have you seen Ex Machina?
No.
Go watch Ex Machina. It's great.
Is it anything like the comic?
It's nothing. It's completely unrelated to the comic.
Dang it.
It's a legitimately very good movie. You should go watch it.
All right, cool.
That happens to have Oscar Isaac who's playing a total douche.
Okay. Anyways, next trailer.
Then we got Downsizing. Speaking of Matt Damon.
Yes.
I'm really curious about this one. Because that one has one of my favorite directors making it.
I'm wondering where the plot's gonna come from in it.
Yeah, it's probably like what they did with what's the movie I saw recently? Blade Runner 2, where like a majority story is like hush hush.
Yeah.
Because you watch Blade Runner 2, and you watch the trailer, it doesn't tell you shit about what actually happens in the movie.
Excellent.
Blade Runner 2 is also great. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. It is almost 3 hours long, but it's 3 hours you'll be happy to sit through. If you like the first Blade Runner.
That is definitely a condition for it.
Yeah, otherwise you're like, this is really slow. When is stuff gonna happen? Yep. Granted, it does open with Drax smashing Ryan Gosling through a wall.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Not just like bam, bam. He literally just grabs his head, goes boom, 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 like a dozen times before the wall finally breaks.
And yet Ryan Gosling's head doesn't.
There is a reason for it. They explain.
He's a robot.
Yes. Yeah, he's a robot.
Knew it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so Downsizing looks interesting. I'm curious. And then we got 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, like, Missouri. That one looks great.
I'm gonna need to see that one at the drive-ins.
Get drunk on that one.
That's a movie that you just need you need a good old mason jar full of shine.
I don't know. A lot of theaters have bars now. You may just get it there.
It's true.
But that one, like, you had me at Woody Harrelson because I fucking love Woody Harrelson.
Is great.
Woody Harrelson is a national treasure.
Yes.
Especially after I saw Edge of 17, which that's another great one if you haven't seen that one.
I have not.
That one has some, the most Woody Harrelson snark I've seen in a movie in a very long time. Because he plays a pest, like just a cynical and shit like high school
on a scale
teacher.
Of 1 to Zombieland.
He's on a 9.5 because he's not happy about it. Just notice a part where it's like the main character goes like, I didn't do my homework because my dad died. And he goes, oh, date of passing? What? When did he die? 2007. He turns like, oh, and he turns around, there's a calendar behind him. And he goes, I'm sorry, there's an expiration date on the dead relative excuse. Wow. It's like, don't worry, there'll be other chances. Your grandparents can't live forever. So it's fucking great. So 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. That one looks like a lot of fun. Mostly because a lot of people get punched. That girl from Fargo just goes around and just kicks everyone in the balls.
Like you do.
Absolutely. If you got to roll that lifetime.
Yep.
So that one's going to be fun. So that's the last trailer. So you got any final thoughts for Suburbicon? Do you recommend it in any
Don't
way?
spend your money on this. I should have made him buy my ticket.
I'll buy the next one.
That's what I'll say.
What?
I don't know.
I have a movie.
I'm not reviewing movies with anyone else. Nobody calls.
Are you cheating on me?
I don't have the opportunity.
He's like, you smell like another reviewer. It's Christy, isn't it?
You've been hanging out with Nostalgia Guy. I knew it.
Son of a bitch. Talent hunters. Fucking Oscar Isaac. That being said, if you want to bring Christy along for one of these.
She hates movie theaters.
Does she really?
She does. She doesn't like the crowds, and she doesn't like how noisy it is.
Well,
like the sound systems.
If she wants a movie that's not going to have a crowd.
It's true.
Like, I can fix some.
I'll keep you posted. Also, the last time we took her to, I think it was Godzilla.
I thought it was How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Was she there for that one?
Yeah, she was there for that one.
Okay. She did like How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah, that was a good
one. But,
like,
tonight she was talking about Godzilla before I came out here.
Oh, I did not like Godzilla.
She hated the crowd. They talked the whole way through the movie.
Oh, that's fair, though. That's
I don't blame her for that, but...
Kind of like that time at Krampus where I ended up yelling at the entire back row of the theater. Because they were all just talking and talking loudly for the entire movie until I finally snapped and said, we can all fucking hear you! And, like, people in the front applauded.
Awesome.
They all shut up quickly.
All right,
after
but yeah,
that,
so like, this is I'm not impressed. I don't plan to watch it again. I don't recommend you watch it. I don't have a recommended audience for this movie.
Even if you're a Coen Brothers fan, you're just gonna walk away disappointed.
Yeah, like skip this one. Go see something else.
Go watch Barton Fink, or
Sure.
The Big Lebowski, or Fargo, or a number of other better Coen Brother movies,
Right.
where they actually directed and have creative control. Even their most recent one that I didn't really care for, something Inside Llewyn Davis, something like that. But
Yep.
that also had Oscar Isaac.
There you go.
So yeah, so I think I gotta check out Geostorm. I still want to see Happy Death Day just because I'm curious. And
I really hope that twist I suggested turns out to be true.
yeah,
That would be the
want
best
to believe.
kept secret out there.
I want to believe.
So,
And then I gotta see Jigsaw. That's the other one I gotta drag somebody to. That's probably a Matt movie.
you should go see if you can somehow get Raj to come back.
Yeah. I don't know what Raj is doing these days.
No one knows. He doesn't know.
Yeah. It's probably like I can call Chris if you tell me to fuck off and hang up.
He's all hiding in a basement writing the fanfic for you.
That's you son of a bitch. That's why you keep asking me if he's coming back. I don't know much. It's gonna show up on my window one of these days, one of those boom boxes. Spank the monkey. Anyway.
All right.
right,
Well, take care. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, hope to see you back soon.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe. All
You
right.
treat me right.
I always treat you right, baby. Good night, everybody.
Good night.